Underway again, bright and early, leaving the fishing village and heading further north, up this way. It was a nice spot. It still blew yesterday, about 15 knots all day, but it looks like the seas have sat down, which is nice. Hopefully, once I get out of this channel to San Jose, past the point called Nopalo, I should get some wind, so I might be able to sail at least partly of the way today. Let's hope so. But yeah, great spot. Probably stop here on the way back down. There's the first point I'm heading to, another little fishing village called Nopalo. Very tiny place. Looks like I'm heading into some current because I'm only doing 6.5 knots. There's 6 knots of wind on the nose, but that should change as I get past that point, and hopefully be able to get the sails up. But the coastline's looking quite green at the moment because of all the summer rain. But give it what, Christmas, January, February, this all browns off and it becomes very desert-like. Yeah, it's a complete change. It's just brown. Quite nice at the moment. This channel is very deep. I'm not actually that far off ashore, though it looks a long way in the camera. But I'm in 300 feet of water. Expected the anchor to come up covered in muck, but it came up clean, so it must have been a completely sound bottom in San Evaristo. And the anchor actually pulled up quite easily. I thought it was going to be so jammed in it was going to take a bit of getting out, but yeah, it came up easily. Beautiful morning, sun's out, quite warm. Starlink's working the treat, even on the move. Gonna be a good day. Well, we're partially sailing. There's 10 knots of wind, but it's bang on the nose. I'm hoping it's going to change around the point. No dolphins yet though, which is a bit disappointing. I'm sure they'll turn up sometime today. And you can see yet another video of dolphins on the bag. The tiny fishing village of Nopalo. No electricity, no water, no road access, and relying on San Evaristo for their water and getting their fishing back to their fish back to La Paz. About as remote as you can get. There's probably 5 houses in there, maybe. Yeah. That's what you call off-grid. That's where we're heading. Well, here I am in Agua Verde, a fairly small anchorage, pretty well protected from most of the wind directions. I haven't got a particularly good spot, but I'll move when one of the other 3 boats leaves, because I'm a bit close to the rocks back there, but none of the wind is above 4 or 5 knots for the next few days. And over there is a village, currently in the North Anchorage, and down the bottom there is the South Anchorage, which is of use later on in the year when most of the winds are from the south. But yeah, there's a reef out front which stops most of the swell. There's not much, although I've got probably 4 or 5 feet swell coming up, which was a bit bumpy. There's the 2 blue boats there. If one of those moves tomorrow, I'll nab the space. I can see in the distance, which you probably can't see, way out there there's another boat arriving. But lovely spot, tiny little village, which I'll get the dinghy out tomorrow and wander in and see what's there. Good spot. I've had a couple of questions from people on what I eat on board. Well, when I'm in a marina, because Mexico's so cheap, I tend to eat out most evenings because it's actually cheaper than cooking it yourself. Last night I had steak on the barbecue, but tonight is something a lot more simple. I'm going to fry up some bacon and throw in a can of lentils, carrots and peas with chorizo. So very basic, but this particular brand is really tasty, so I quite like it. So there we go, that's what I'm eating tonight. Well, it's time to have a look in the village. I believe there's a village shop there, and I'm out of fresh produce, so hopefully there's some fruit. Moved the boat slightly this morning, moved it away from the rocks. It was fine last night, there was only 2 knots of wind, but I couldn't get enough scope out, so I've moved and I'm now at 5 to 1, which is fine. This is why you need dinghy wheels to get it up a steep beach. A couple would struggle getting this dinghy up, dragging it up the beach, and I'd have no chance as a single-hander, so dinghy wheels are a must for me, and it just makes life an awful lot easier if you've got them, particularly down here, and definitely over the other side where you've got to go into surf landings. So here's the beach. There's actually a restaurant by the looks of it, so we're going to check that one out. Save cooking. I'm hoping this leads to the little tienda. Apparently the restaurant's not open tonight, but it's open now, so I think I'm going to have the main meal of the day on the way back. Don't normally eat breakfast, but can't give up the opportunity. This looks like the main street. It is so peaceful, there's not a sound other than my flip-flops flipping and flopping. I found the village shop and a cute goat. Hello, do you bite? Hello. How about this for a view from a beachside restaurant? Pretty cool, eh? Looks like a bunch of sea kayakers have turned up. They must get dropped off here and maybe paddle back to Puerto Escondido or somewhere. Looks like fun. So this is what I managed to get from the shop. To say the very least, they had very little there, but at least they got some apples, pears and a tomato. But there it is. the folks from Voyager are enjoying an afternoon dip to cool off. Bill came on board this morning and did all new labels for my sheets and stoppers, so fantastic. I'll show you. There we go, all nicely labelled. And the other side. Very smart. So I've been in this Anchorage now for 3 days. It's been fantastic. Would like to stay a bit longer, but I've got to go to Puerto Escondido to fill up with diesel and top up on the water. It's about a 3-hour journey north, and I'll probably stay there on a mooring ball for probably 3 days. There's a very big norther coming, a bit bigger than the last one we had in San Evaristo. So yeah, I'm going to stay up there. It's quite a sheltered anchorage. There'll be no fetch, but probably get it can be a bit open to the wind, but that'll be fine. And there's a good pizza place there as well, so it's going to be Italian food from for the next 3 days. So once I've filled up, I may come back here for a day, and then I'll start heading back south and think about looking for a weather window to cross to the other side. So up early in the morning, and myself and Derek from Interrobang have been invited over to Bill and Julie's boat Voyager tonight for chili. So the food situation is looking up. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Up bright and early this morning, 7 o'clock start. Wind on the nose. Only about 8 or 9 knots, so I'm motor sailing. I've got about 3 hours to go, and I should be in Puerto Escondido. Nice and calm and flat, no swell, and everything's going smoothly, although I can see some white caps up ahead, so maybe I will be able to do some sailing. So when I get into Puerto Escondido, I'm going to have to go on a mooring ball. Hopefully it'll be no wind in there. It's not particularly easy to drive the boat up to the right spot, keep it in the right place, to then pick up the leader on the ball and bring it aboard. So hopefully I'll be able to do it in one go. If not, I'll probably have to go around in circles for a while until I pick it up. It's okay when there's no wind, and you can just ease yourself up onto the ball and then just pick it up with the boat. But if there's any wind, keeping the boat in the right spot is not the easiest thing in the world. But I'm hoping there's no wind in there. We shall see. There could be a few calamities coming up. That's a bit tight. Well, I managed to pick up the ball on the second attempt. I missed it on the first one and I had to do a circle. But we're here now, and I'll drop the dinghy and put a proper mooring line on it. At the moment I've just strung the line through it, so it's gonna saw, so I'll fix that in a minute, and then go into the office and check in. I've collected everybody's rubbish from their boats in Agua Verde, and I'll drop that off, and then I'll start thinking about getting some diesel. What I might do is empty the jerry cans into the tank and just take the jerry cans in and get them filled. Probably be easier, save having to get into the dock and then come back and grab the mooring again, because I think the wind's going to pick up this afternoon, and then I'm probably going to get direct wind when it comes out of the north for about a day, but then it comes out of the northeast, and there's a bit of protection over here, which should reduce the wind. It will definitely reduce the fetch. But yeah, good morning. Bit bumpy to begin with, got 20 knots out of the west. Yeah, so I decided to get closer to shore, and the wind dropped down to 10 knots and a lot less fetch, so a lot more comfortable. Managed to sail a little bit, but mainly motor sailed. But hey, we're here for the next 3 or 4 days, and they've got a really good pizza place, so pizza on the menu tonight. So the mooring tether looks a bit torn up a bit, but the inner core is okay, so I'm just going to put another change this out so that it doesn't saw when the boat swings. Stick another line on. This will stop it chafing any further than it has, and I may even leave a secondary line on it, I don't know. So I just got to pull this line off. Get it out of here. And then attach this one. Done. And now the line on the painter won't move around. It won't chafe that line any further. Job done. Well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and the northers started, and it's brought some cold wind. I've actually got long pants on and a top, but yeah, it's a bit chilly, which is very unusual. Don't think I'm going to get much solar to charge the batteries today, so I'll have to run the engine. Before I finish this week's video, I'm just going to tell you a funny story. The boat came with some binoculars that had distance and a compass in them, but it needed a couple of very small batteries, the ones you use in watches. I couldn't find them in La Paz. I looked everywhere, but some friends managed to find them in the States and brought them down, so I eagerly awaited their arrival to put the batteries in and to see if it worked. And I installed them and it worked fine. The only problem is I don't see very much out of my left eye. It was an accident when I was a kid, so I had a 50-50 chance of the compass and distance being in the right right side. So when I looked through the binoculars, it didn't work. To use the distance and compass, I have to look through this way. So yeah, it sort of works, but yeah, unfortunately the 50-50 went wrong this time. But anyway, it's all good fun. Thank you very much for watching the videos. Once again, I really truly appreciate it, and I look forward to producing the next one for you. If you do like them, please subscribe, like the videos, make any comments that you wish. And I'm nearly to 600 subscribers, which is amazing. So for all of you that have subscribed, thank you very much. Very nice of you, and I hope I can keep you entertained in the future. Thanks very much.